So what's up? How you doing today? We're going to take a quick look at another vocal melody for guitar. This time, Deal from the Grateful Dead. Great, fun little melody, fun tune. We're going to break down what it is and have a practice backing track at the end for you to try it. But first, let's listen to a real simple version, nothing fancy, just a straightforward melody on the guitar and see how it sounds. Let's check it out. So this is a song a lot of people get confused by because there's a lot of chords and it's in the key of A, but I'd say it's kind of leaning towards an A mixolydian overall, but the chords sometimes pull it out of the key. Usually it's just one or two notes in each chord that does pull it out when it does, but this is a way of forgetting all that stuff. I do plan on making some videos kind of diving into this a little more and analyzing how, what's going on and what we can do to navigate around playing the chord changes and stuff. But for now, let's just focus on the melody. It's a great way to just pull you out of that mindset and just hear that melody. The notes are going to fit right in the chords, and sometimes there's a little dissonance on purpose, but it works to our advantage. So let's check it out. We have first the spot right here. If we play it all right around thinking about this A shape, and just again, forget about the rest of the chords for now. Just this one right here. We have kind of like this bluesy sound, so there's a lot of this minor third C and major third C sharp, and here's our A right here, 7th fret. So it's going to kind of revolve around right here. This is just the area I chose to play it. I think it fits in the fingers pretty well, although overall it is a little awkward, but this is where, sometimes you want to be more melodic. What works well for someone's voice doesn't always translate well to the guitar or another instrument, but we kind of have to do our best and work our way around it. So it'll help, kind of use our fingers, I think, in a different way than we might be used to. So anyways, enough with that said, we've got this part right here going. So just those two notes, just bouncing around, minor third, major third kind of stuff, And then it's going. So now it's going to the B, to the major second. So major third, major second, and then the root. So it's a little bit of a stretch like this, or you can always use this finger. I like to try to keep it, similar, so I'm not switching like this and back and forth different ways too much sometimes, but I'll just do that awkward kind of stretch. But if that's too much for you, don't like that, try like this. But we can always try it, over here too. Except we can't do the pull off here, the C sharp to B, but you could do it to the B, from the B to the A instead. It doesn't really matter, or do it all in one string. That gives you right away more of a Jerry sound. Then going, so don't necessarily do it exactly the way I'm showing you or I wrote it out, but try out some different ways and figure it out. As you do that, you start to get to know the melody better, and you get to know the fretboard, and you get to know things that you like or don't like too. So I really recommend trying this stuff, little phrase by phrase, all over the place. So that's the first line. The second line then starts off like this. So there's some real chromatic stuff. There's that minor third in there again, so it's just connecting right in a row. It gives you that old-timey kind of sound that this song's got. You could pull off, slide, any of those, whatever. And then I love that big leap up here, and then it continues that chromatic thing, but up instead of going down. So a great little counter melody thing, go in different directions. That's probably my favorite part of the whole song, that melody. And I think when I played it earlier, I bent it right here. So to make that last note a little more dramatic instead of just, that's fine too, but something like that, kicks it up a little more. So that's the second line. Then the third line of the verse is almost the same as the first, but there's just a little more notes to it. So we've got. I really like that last one. A little bit of a stretch too, so you can try out different ways. That fits down much better, so you might want to switch. So sometimes I just try to make these arrangements just really simple, kind of in one spot, not bouncing around too much. Maybe I'll start doing it more kind of the way I would do it, or showing more and more options. Takes a little more time, but maybe I'll do that if people find it useful and stuff. But that's the verse. I should say the second verse has a little more to it. So I did just the first verse, and the whole idea here is just to get the gist of the melody. And maybe you don't even play it when you go to solo, but as long as it's kind of in the back of your head and in your fingers, it'll really help give your improvs more shape and be more melodic and kind of connect it to the tune better, even if it's not there verbatim. I'm being a very kind of straightforward just for the sake of getting it down. But sometimes, other verses have a lot more to it. Sometimes it's just a little embellishment. Sometimes there's actually the melody is a little different. In this case, the song is it's a little different. There's more added to it. But we don't need to do that to add it to be our solos and make it sound like we're playing the melody. We don't need to have every little thing there. As long as you do the first part of it, it works. I think for an arrangement where if you were playing in, say, more of a jazz kind of thing, and you're doing just instrumental thing, you might want to do the verses more verbatim, but you also want to add some more chords and different arrangements. And I've thought about making arrangements like that, something I've done a lot of gigs in the past, playing with bassists and drummers and keyboardists, doing the whole thing without a singer, So kind of like my fingerstyle arrangements, but more of an electric, more of a kind of a jazz and rock approach. So maybe I'll start doing arrangements like that as well. But for just what we're doing here, we can do just the first verse, we're fine. So anyways, enough of that. Chorus part, I changed it, so I did move it down here. So easy, you could do it over here. If you wanted to keep it more to where we were, or on one string, And then the second time it's like that. Now we could also keep it on one string, We could also bend it. Probably a lot better. Again, when I did my example, I just kept it real simple, but I'd recommend once you get it down, try toying around with it, try it, up here. That kind of stuff. But a little bonus way is that we can also play it with 6, like this. So it's taking the same idea of this, but up an octave, and playing a 6 down below. Kind of a good sound for this though. Although not always a 6 right here, I'm doing just a 3rd, and up here it's outlining the D part. So. And then it finishes here like this, 6th part of an A chord, and it finishes the chorus the second time around there. And up here, it's a little harsh. I'm doing it like a G and an E, so it's making it sound more like an A7. But if that sounds a little funny to you, you could always just play an A here. So. Whatever, toy around with it, but that's just a way of adding a little more to it and making it more maybe some way that you want to play it. So have fun with that, toy around with it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click the bell next to it. If you want to keep up to date to these kinds of videos, there's going to be lots more, but try out with the practice backing track, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, you might also enjoy the exclusive content on my Patreon page. You get instant access to my entire catalog of backing tracks and PDFs. With these tools, you can learn better with faster results. They'll help you to become more creative and move you in the direction of finding your own unique sound. Sign up today to get your playing to the next level. To learn more, click on the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.